I cannot state this enough or emphasize this enough. The first 9 days out of the All-Star break will mean a lot.
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Rays, your daily podcast covering everything Tampa Bay Rays, from game analysis to player interviews. We've got you covered with all the latest news and insights. My name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulysses Sombrano.
Bringing you expert analysis and passionate discussions about our beloved Rays.
We're here to break down every play, every trade, and every milestone. In fact, this is our 7th season covering the Rays daily.
So grab your favorite Rays gear and settle in, as we have Evan Closky back with us for a Friday episode where we will look forward to the second half of the Rays season and how we think they will do, plus a listener question, multiple questions that we want to get Evan's take on. And then, of course, we will close the program with baseball trivia and Name That War.
Yes, but before we get to that, I got to tell you that this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. I bet if you put some green Skittles that Jonathan Aranda was going to be part of a swing-off competition in the All-Star game, you would have made a lot of green Skittles because nobody had that on their bingo card.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's a multimillionaire. Because of
probably,
I don't think you can bet that. I don't think you can put green Skittles.
You can bet a lot of different things. You can bet whether or not Evan is drinking tea on an episode of Locked On Rays.
Actually, I want people to put it in the comments. What kind of tea does Mr. Evan Closky like? Is he an Earl Grey guy? Is he a black tea guy, green tea, a herbal tea guy? Put it down in the comments.
Locked On Tea. That's where we're at right now. Yeah. It's a mystery, of course, inside baseball. Evan, on Thursday's program, we discussed how the Rays did in the first half of the season, or the first 90-plus games or so. What do you think about the second half? What is your barometer on how you think the Rays will do currently structured? And they limped into the All-Star break. Of course, they have several days off, except for the guys that were in the All-Star and Home Run Derby festivities. But what's your prognosis on this team in the second half?
I don't really know. My guess is, if I had to put an objective guess out there, I would say they're probably a 500 team the rest of the way. So, right, that puts them at 84 wins. Right?
Okay.
So that's probably where I see them, but you never know. Starting the second half off with some positive energy is so critical. They were lucky. I mean, the slide took way too long. Don't get me wrong, but like, if you have that run of 2 weeks in the middle of the season, like, you get like 1 day off and you're back at it. The fact that they were able to hit the pause button the way they did, have 4 days off, flush a lot of that bad energy, it allows you at least to come in to the second half with hopefully a renewed sense of urgency, focus. You can just put that in the past and really start honing in on being and playing good baseball. So let's hope that that's what happens. But, I mean, there's part of me that thinks, like, the bullpen's going to get a little bit better. The starting pitching is going to probably get a little bit worse. We don't know how they're going to navigate the host of arms that they have right now. Drew is going to go back to a 5-6 inning role. Pepio's obviously in your rotation. Like Littell, last I heard, there wasn't a clamoring for his services in the league despite what he's done. Can you put that light back on, please?
Do it live.
And so, you have Boyle, you have Seymour.
Can I pause you there, Evan? it has already been confirmed that Drew would now go back to a 5-inning, 6-inning kind of role that he was before this whole piggybacking, which with Boyle started a couple of starts back. It's already confirmed. Okay.
Yes, Cash told a group of reporters in Boston the rotation that they're going to start with out of the break, and said that Drew is going to fall back into his normal role. Now, maybe it's like 4 to 5 to 6, right? Like you progressively get there, but when Shane comes back, someone's already got to get pushed out, and you're already looking for Joe and Ian. I would be surprised if the Rays did not make a trade before the deadline, wheeling and dealing a starting pitcher. So, I'm sure next week we'll get on here and talk about what the trade deadline will look like. And that's going to be an important part of the equation. I don't see the Rays buying or selling in like the traditional sense. I probably see them doing something where they don't screw over the 2025 team while also making the 2026 team better. But that doesn't mean that they would be unwilling to make the 2025 team a little worse, right? Like, I mean, there are ways that, like, if you theoretically you can trade Yandy and you can bring up like a Bob Seymour, and I can talk you into like maybe he gets hot and you can bring power and all these things, but it's not going to be what Yandy does. So, we can play all those games, and you got.
I mean, if you're saying that your own ideology on what's going to happen the second half of the season, but if we're being semi-conservative and saying this is a 84-win team, that's not a playoff team in my book. Or something crazy has to happen.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks at 84 went to the World Series, right? So it's
I don't know. I mean,
squeeze in with 84. That's
the problem is all you can do is make a judgment call on the information you have. Now, the Orioles right now are the team that the Tigers were last year at this time, and they surged. Like, who's to say that the Orioles can't make a miracle run considering what their expectations were? They've already done it. I can't tell you how many people have gotten to my mentions that were crying about going 2 for 2 against the Orioles, whatever, or they lost the series, whatever it was, when the Orioles have been a great team ever since mid-May. It's just they were a god-awful team in April and the beginning of May, and they dug themselves too far of a hole, and they're still, they can't win the AL East, but they can maybe sneak into a wild card still. So,
it's a tough division.
I cannot state this enough or emphasize this enough. The first 9 days out of the All-Star break will mean a lot, because right now you have about a 38% chance of making the playoffs per Fangraphs. If you go on a 7-2 run, well, you're going to be around north of 50, and Eric's not probably going to want to trade anything that's going to bring them below 50. But if you go 2-7, you're probably going to look around 20%, 15%. Yeah, now I might sell.
If you guys don't have the schedule right in front of you, you don't have it memorized, as I know Evan Closky does, it's Baltimore for 3, White Sox at 3 at home. These six games that are home. Then you get an off day, and you get 3 in Cincinnati. That's the first 9 games that Evan's talking about. So, very quote-unquote gettable opponents. And then, of course, you end the month against the Yankees. But we have much more to discuss on this Locked On Rays episode. But first, we got to tell you something very important. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green like Kevin, or high-stakes soccer action like myself, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. If you're watching this podcast, you're following the action already. So why not make a little bit more thrilling and throw a little bit of that green Skittles on the games? We've been using FanDuel a lot, mate, with the 6 really good weeks of Rays baseball. Maybe you feel a little bit of a vibe there, and put some green Skittles on the Rays to win the World Series. And guess what? If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. So again, open the FanDuel app. First bet, $5, get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. We've reached the portion of the show where, besides, Closky on the clock, it's our tradition to speak about Taylor Walls. And this Taylor Walls question is brought to you by @RainmanGoulet931, always active on the YouTube comments, and we appreciate that. It's a long one, so we're going to take it step by step. First, Rainman Goulet says,
"Oh my God,
yeah." Can we chat GPT this or shorten it or
we will.
bullet points? I mean,
you're gonna have to pause
step by step, people. Step by step. Okay. So first goes. So does that mean that you guys don't expect Taylor Walls or Carson Williams to be part of this team next season? Because that's what you guys' prediction was, that Carson would start hitting the majors by then. So then let's trade Walls, not a big deal, but are you going to bring Carson, a highly talked about, anticipated prospect, to just be a backup? Or are you paying the highest paid player on your team as a backup? So with Taylor Walls kind of hitting better now and Ha-Seong Kim being a highest paid player, how do the Rays manage that situation with Carson Williams kind of getting hot also in AAA?
So it's pretty simple. When Carson Williams is ready, he is the shortstop of this team. Unless and I said this at the beginning of the season, unless you got to the midway point towards September where Carson Williams was tearing up AAA and just you could not contain him, he was not going to play for the Rays this season. The goal has always been for Carson Williams to be the starting shortstop in 2026 for this team. And the reason we say that is because this man has spent pretty much every year at one level, going one level up consistently without many promotions mid-season. So Carson Williams is your future. Taylor Walls is not. Taylor Walls is great for what his role is this season. And Ha-Seong Kim, if you can't find a trade partner, can always kick over the second. Who's to say that Brandon Lau will be back next season? Like, they have options. They can trade Kim. They can trade Lau. This is what the Rays do. You amoeba it. But, like, this isn't a discussion of Taylor Walls moving forward. Like, Taylor Walls is a discussion in 2025, and he's more of a discussion because he actually overperformed expectations waiting for Kim. Like, if Kim was here day one, Walls would have always been the backup. We probably wouldn't have ever known about Walls. But the fact is, Walls is still not a great hitter. We know he's not a great hitter. And Walls, to be effective, has to perform at a platinum glove level, which, to his credit, he's done. I cannot – and you guys know me. I've gone through the Taylor Walls thing. I've been immensely critical of him. I've been very complimentary of him. And objectively speaking, he is one of the most valuable Rays this season because he is Kevin Kiermaier-esque at his peak in some of his best seasons with what he's doing at shortstop this year.
Can I just
defensively?
Second on the team this year.
Can we say he's more Brett Phillips than Kevin Kiermaier? Is that fair?
Well, I'm just speaking defensively.
Defensively, I mean, Brett Phillips was really good with the glove too.
Yeah, no, he was, and probably Brett Phillips is more of.
I think it's a little bit of disrespect to KK.
No, but that's the part of what I'm not like. KK's offense is not comparable to Taylor Walls' offense, right? Obviously, he's better. I'm just saying that the way that Rays fans watch KK in center field at his peak is what we are seeing from Taylor Walls defensively at shortstop this season. It has been that good. Yeah. He has been the best defender in Major League Baseball per defensive runs saved. And honestly, I think his stiffest competition is Matt Olson, a first baseman. It really is not close. So this is what he has to do to provide value. And
He has to be perfect. He has to be perfect because he's not bringing a lot.
And in the past, he hasn't performed. I mean, he's been a good defensive player. It's never been like this because he hasn't had as many, I guess, starts as this. But he's not your future. And I think ideally Taylor Walls is a great backup. And I would argue that there are some like teams out there like the Dodgers, the Mets,
who would love to have him
theoretically. Because obviously the Mets have, Francisco Lindor who plays at shortstop. But like, I'm just saying that there are teams that have a lot of money in their pocket, who are defensively minded, whose lineup can support someone like Taylor Walls, where Walls can just lean on the defense and be asked to do nothing with the bat. The Rays, with the way that they're built, they always need a little something from everybody. So that's why fans get on his ass, because it's just the lineup doesn't support it completely. And at times this year, it actually has, to where fans have given him a break more than typically.
For the record, Taylor Wall's career OPS plus is 65. Yeah. Kevin Kiermaier's career OPS 90. Plus is 95.
Yeah. So, and I want to make that abundantly clear. Certainly not comparing the two in the entire profile. I'm just saying
value.
Exactly the way that, like, when we think about Kevin Kiermaier and the defensive prowess that he had and all those fond memories defensively, like, that is what we are witnessing from Taylor Walls this year defensively. But as a player, no way.
Yeah. Real quickly here with Raymond Goulet's second point, which was
let me put that back up.
Piggybacking. I'm gonna just summarize here. Shane piggybacking with another starter. I think the theory sounds great, but on paper you would be killing your bullpen every arm, and there would have to be really high leverage guy, and you're just too short. So, with the Rays, do you see the Rays doing a piggyback situation to alleviate the strain on Shane coming back from injury, or do you think they're actually going to take their time, just like they did with Ha-Seong Kim, so that when he comes back, you can actually plug in Shane for 5-6+ innings?
There's maybe a formula of what the Dodgers did with Shohei Ohtani at a certain level, where Shane has worked himself up to 3-4 innings. You can bring him up maybe a little bit earlier than you want from his rehab starts, thrust him into games, and piggyback him for a short amount of time while he continues to get kind of his stamina back and push innings. But overall, this piggybacking thing is an issue, because you have to remember, if you have like Boyle and Ian Seymour in these long relief roles, well, the reason why you keep seeing Kevin Cash run out Kevin Kelly and Edwin Uceta is because he doesn't have any other options. There was a stint where you had your Joe Rock, who was only being used in a long relief situation. You had Joe Boyle, and then it was pretty much Kevin Cash's choice between Kelly, Uceta, Clevenger, Fairbanks, Gervais. And like Fairbanks, you're only going to put in the ninth inning when you got to close, and you can't run him into the ground. So that gives you Gervais, which they weren't pitching because they didn't feel confident in. I didn't mention Orsi at this time. So you have Orsi, Uceta, Kelly, and Clevenger. Like, you have 4 guys. And if your starting pitcher doesn't take you into the 7th, you got to keep running these 4 to get you to Fairbanks.
Yeah.
And they got to keep pitching. So, I don't know, whatever they've done, I think is part of the problem of the bullpen. Like, this piggybacking thing, it ain't working. You can't piggyback all your starters. So, like, if you're going to have Seymour in there, pitch him in the bullpen and make him, whatever. You got to decide, though.
So
if you, I just think you're seeing a lot of indecision. They don't know what to do. They have guys who are ready. They're really stuck, and they're figuring it out on the fly. And whatever they just did for the last 2 weeks, I hate it.
Don't forget about that.
I don't want to see it.
Would you rather see Shane McClanahan make less starts but be ready to throw 5-6, or come up as early as you can, buddy, and give us the 1 or 2 innings, and then we'll build you up like Shohei Ohtani? What would you think?
With the amount of starters you have right now, you bring up Shane when he's ready. When you got 5 or 6 in you, we'll bring you up. Okay.
Okay. So we said the same thing, and I think we were like, okay, then that means I'll see you late August.
I want everyone out there to understand, Shane McClanahan was once your star pitcher, was once an ace of the staff. Like,
go back to the year that he started the All-Star game. Like, I think people forget that he is one of the best pitchers. You do not turn him into a reliever, and I've seen that on social media of like having him be a 2-inning guy like Drew last year. If he has another setback, we can talk about that. Like if they can't build him up appropriately, which is what they couldn't do with Drew last year, which is why he was a reliever. They didn't feel like they had the runway enough to make sure that he can build up, and so that's why they made him a reliever, and they'll revisit it next year. If Shane gets injured his next rehab start, they got to shut him down for 3 weeks, and then he's got to get started again. Then I think you're looking at a reliever to end the season just because they don't have the time to build him up. And you got to start getting him into the major leagues because it's been such a long layoff that at some point it's actually more beneficial to just get him out there, get him breaking a sweat, just get out there feeling the routine again so that next year he can come back. And it's not like, oh, I haven't done this in a while.
Fair enough.
Very good stuff. All right. So I think we've mostly answered Raymond Goulet's question.
I think so.
Yeah.
He'll let us know, or they'll let us know in the comments.
Yes, there we go. All right. Baseball
It was the
trivia.
best of times. It was the worst of times.
That was a long message there.
We appreciate it, though.
We appreciate it.
We always appreciate it. Baseball trivia, Name That War. Evan will have Name That War for us. A little curveball for you all.
I like it.
But my trivia question concerns All-Star games. With the All-Star game recently wrapped up, I have a list of 19 active players who have made at least 6 All-Star appearances. So 6 or more All-Star appearances. Active players, I want 6 of those 19 names.
Mike Trout.
Trout has 11.
Kershaw
has, I believe it's 12. Let me do a double check here. 11. Okay, Kershaw is on the list.
Verlander
Verlander's on the list. I believe 9.
Scherzer,
absolutely on the list. Let me just find it. Yes, he has 8.
Jose Altuve.
Somebody named Jose Altuve. He has 9. I need one more name.
Aaron Judge.
Good guess. Let's find out. I do not see. Yes, I do. He has 7. Very good. You all answered the question. I'll run through the names real quickly. Josh Hader, Garrett Cole. Both those guys have 6. 7, Goldschmidt, Judge, Machado, Ramirez. Chapman with 8. Betts with 8. Harper with 8. Arenado with 8. Scherzer with 8. Kimbrel with 9. Verlander with 9. Altuve with 9. Salvador Perez, Venezuelan bump with 9. Chris Sale, Lakeland's own, he has 9. Freeman has 9. Trout has 11, and Kershaw has 11. So
basically, like all of the Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm confident I would have at least gotten another 6 before. I mean, I'm
sure you would.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like
no
that.
raise though.
That was a nice BP fastball. So thank you for that. We needed that.
Give it another 12 years, and Caminero will be on that list.
There you go. I like it. I thought you were gonna say Aranda, baby. Come on, Jonathan. Some Jonathan love. Evan. It's your turn. I think this might be the first time. This is a limited edition episode, people.
The inaugural Name That War from Evan Closky.
Yeah, we're going to get
this year it was. I've done one in the past.
Yeah,
I'm sure you have. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's do that. It's the first one of the year, so everybody should be really happy. Play along. And if you haven't played along yet, Name That War. So when we take a player from the past and we try to guess their career war according to Baseball Reference, only using our Baseball Archive mind.
So we had a producer in here who brought up a name. It was a great name.
Is he the one that turned off the lights?
No. That just happens. Not their fault. Jordan Lyles, starting pitcher. Jordan Lyles.
Wow.
He's retired, right?
I believe so.
Okay. That is not an obscure name, but a challenging name.
God, I want to place him in 2 teams, Cardinals and Rangers. Am I right?
I know Cardinals for sure. I don't know about much else. My guess is he played a bulk of his career with the Cardinals and then bounced around with like 3 other teams.
I don't know if you're thinking about he did not play for the Cardinals. He did play for the Rangers for a couple of years.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you, like, he started his career in Houston and then went to Colorado. So the rest you can go from there.
So his ERA bumped up. He is a pitcher, correct?
I said starting pitcher, yes.
He is not a 6-time All-Star. I can tell you that much now. All right, Kev. Do you want me to do my math or do you want to do your math?
You can go ahead.
All right, I'm going to guess that Jordan Lyles played ball for 8 to 12 years. I'm going to guess he's like a 4.50 ERA guy, just a nice number 4 or 5 starter. Probably had like a year or two where he was an all-star. Probably just the one, but maybe another one where he should have been. I'm going to guess that he was a durable guy, giving you that 150 to 200 innings pitched. God, I'm going on nothing right now.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the most pick. I got nothing. I'm going to go with a good, swift 11.8 WAR.
Oh, I'm basically, and I wrote this down before you spoke, so we're not copying and pasting.
Show it on the cam.
Okay, it's going to look a little wonky because I've got handwriting like a doctor, but.
All right.
Yeah, you can't read that.
Oh, you said 12. Okay.
What I do have written down is 10 years, 4.4 career ERA, 1,200 innings, 90 wins, no all-star appearances.
Ooh, harsh.
Add all that up, and I will say his career baseball reference WAR is 12.
So literally 0.2 less than me.
So let me tell you this.
Righted you.
The reason why I picked this one, the reason why I wanted to do it is because it blew my mind. And I think people out there need to understand.
If you say 40 career WAR, I know.
Just listen to this. Okay, so first off, Jordan Lyles, 14-year veteran, 2011 to 2024. He played for the Rockies for 4 years. That was his most. But Houston, Texas, Royals, Padres, Brewers, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. That's all in his ledger. He has thrown 1,509 innings. He had 1,100 plus strikeouts.
Oh, wow.
He started 245 games. He had a couple of saves. His career whip was a 1.4. His ERA was a 5.22.
Oh boy.
Win-loss record was 72 and 107. Jordan Lyles and his 14-year career making probably 40
million,
plus $1 million. His career WAR is negative 2.4.
Well, I win. It was closer.
How can that be humanly possible? You last 14 years in the league.
Negative 2.4?
That might be like the biggest obscurity.
Negative 2.4 WAR with 1,500 plus innings to his ledger.
You still have it in front of you? Do you still have it in front of you?
Yeah.
Can you tell me the worst year he had?
Okay.
Like so war-wise.
The worst season he had was actually a tie. The worst season he had, he went negative 1.2. He did it 1 year between Colorado and the Padres. He did it another year, actually the COVID season with the Rangers, negative 1.2. He had really one season that he hung his hat on. It was in 2019. It was a 2.1 WAR season, Pittsburgh to Milwaukee. And his time with Milwaukee, he was a 1.9 WAR. Maybe it was Milwaukee to Pittsburgh. I don't know how that went. But regardless, he had a 2.1 WAR season in 2019, and he had 6 like 6-7 seasons where he was negative WAR, but it's like it's a crazy career arc. There needs to be a documentary about Jordan Lyles.
It's like Dante Bichette.
He literally just
Right.
The thing is, he was a veteran who continually went to bad teams and became the 5th starter there, who they just threw out and didn't care.
That's
And
the
he
gig.
just easy millionaire. Like,
Durable. Yeah. Rubber arm. Pitch me, coach. I got you for the 5 ERA plus. Give it to me. I'll give you your 5 innings with a 3-4 earned runs. Give it to me, coach.
4 or 5 earned runs.
Wow. That was a good one. That was a really good one.
That was
Do you want to give shout outs to the producer, or do you want to get them anonymous?
Producer Charles. We'll call him Producer Charles. He said that to me, and I could not believe him. And I looked at the numbers, and I then said, I am staring at this, looking at it, and I still don't believe you. It is absurd.
Would you do us a favor and tell Charles that was really good? And that if he ever comes up with another Jordan Lyles name, please to just come and do not name that war.
And I don't know how. I mean, that's the thing. It's like it's one thing if you like were a cup of coffee, like a 50 inning guy.
Yeah,
1,500 innings,
40 million, something like that. Oof. Well, Evan, how can people find your work that earns you $40 million a year?
Yeah. You can find me at Closky, WTSP on the X. Please send me questions, tweets, whatever your thoughts are. I mean, I'm constantly tweeting about baseball during the season, so always love interacting with everybody out there. Just don't be a jerk. I won't respond, or I'll mute you, or I'll block you. Either which way, I don't have time for that. You can also at 1010 Bay Plus watch the Ultimate Florida Sports Show, where we talk about an array of Florida topics. Rays, certainly a part of the conversation right now, but we talk about everything with my friends up there in Jacksonville. So check us out, download us wherever you watch your streaming TV. Download our app.
Yep. Very good. And on that note, thank you for making Locked On Rays your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. You can find that on Locked On MLB on the YouTubes or wherever you listen to those podcasts.